Greetings, fam. Oh, yes, indeed. Y'all know what time it is. Wind down Wednesday, baby. With your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, in the expanded version. Let's get ready to get at it. Listen, this that Wind Down Wednesday, baby, with therapy with a sip. Yes, therapy with a sip. Low-key therapy here in Wind Down Wednesdays. So listen, y'all know what we do. When we come in and do what? Hit that share button, which is what I'm about to do. I'm about to share because we know sharing is what? Caring. Sharing is caring. So, yes, we about to get at it. So, hit that share button, all right? As I'm going to do, I'm going to hit that share button. My Wednesday, oh, it was amazing, as always. And again, remember, sharing is caring, right? Also know that we're streaming live both to Facebook as well as my YouTube page. Okay? So in case you guys don't know my YouTube page, let me go ahead and get that out there for you guys. That's going to be the one exclamation point. That's how you get me, YouTube page. Okay, fam? Gratitude. Please go and subscribe and like it, please. Okay, so let's share. Let's go ahead on and build the audience. Y'all know how we do it. I'm taking this time to hit the share button because, as I've already stated, sharing is caring. Okay, have an amazing wine for you guys tonight. And whatever you may be sipping on, you may be sipping on water, tea, wine, sip, milk, whatever it may be. Put it on the timeline. Let us know what you're sipping on. Again, yes, you're in Wind Down Wednesday. Therapy with a sip. Yeah. Tonight's topic, should all women be gold diggers? I think that should be a good one for both parties, for the males as well as the females. I think it should be great. So we'll see what you guys think, right? So please take this opportunity to share. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the ambience. Nice little Paris night jazz. Paris. Yes. Also, just for point of information, I'm going to be in Beaufort, South Carolina this weekend, participating in the Black Moses Freedom Festival, hosted by none other than our very own beautiful queen. Yes, she is awesome. Basu, Black Sis, Nefertiti. All the sisters cold-blooded. We're going to be getting it on. Dr. Stephanie is going to be there. Dr. Clea is going to be there. It's going to be a house full. It's going to be Bender Stair, food trucks. It's going to be some kayaking, some Tai Chi. It's going to be a number of things that are going to be going on there. I'm pretty sure it'll be something that you can participate in it. There's going to be seminars. It's going to be amazing. So if you can get there, join us. It's going to be amazing. But I think you guys are going to like this wine tonight. It's a Chardonnay. It has a unique name. I think you guys will like it. It's just giving ourselves an opportunity to populate here in Wine Down Wednesday. This topic, should all women be gold diggers? Dr. Brayboy dropped this over in my DM, asking this question that was put forth by a brother by the name of Yada. He goes by the name of Yada. And he has some pieces out there where he's talking about this. And he thinks that all women should be gold diggers. But we'll get into this and Wind Down Wednesday to see what you guys think. Right? I know, right? Okay, so we share it there. All right, let me see what we got in the house here so far. All right, let me see what we got in the house here so far. I see you, JJ. The master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker. I see we're moving a little slow on this evening, which is going to give me a little bit more time to share. Let me drop in some groups. When you come in the room, please let us know where you're hailing from. Also, if you have businesses, websites, whatever you have, please drop that on the timeline so that we can patronize each other. Remember, this is FUBU. For us, by us. This is for you, me, and us. So please participate, okay? Just still taking a little time to share. The master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shape shifter, the code breaker, baby. How's everything going? Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for your Wednesdays, where you all come in and share. Yes, indeed. I see 217 in the house by way of Minnesota. Is that right? Slim Bowie. Hey, Marshall. Please, when you come in, let us know where you're hailing from. Tonight should be a good night, a really good night for you, Marshall. We're going to be dealing with, should all women be gold diggers? What do you think about that? I'm just taking the opportunity, family, to just drop in some of these groups. Hey, Kizzy. Inspirational Queen Kizzy's in the house, fam. Oh, yeah. It's going to be on like a telephone. Anytime Kizzy jump up in here, be up in here early, oh, you know it's finna jump off. Boom, boom, boom. It's finna get for real. We need to give some applause for that, family. Yes. Inspirational Queen Kizzy in the house, along with everyone else. I'm your very own favorite host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Oh yeah, ready for Wednesday, baby. We about to get it on real strong. Come on here. And we ain't gonna leave it alone. All right, Slim Boy. Oh man, that's 217 by way of Minnesota. Is that still Minnesota? Oh, you in Las Vegas now. All right, how you doing? That's what's up. This old school, that's old school right there. We go a long way back. Like them boys say, long, long, long. Way, baby, way back. And the way back machine, fam. Yes, indeed. Oh, it's going to be on like a telephone tonight. Listen. Oh, this grown folk conversation. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This grown folk conversation, baby. Listen. Therapy with a sip. If you got your wine, hey, you right on time. If you got wine, water, beer, juice, tea, whatever you're sipping on, let us know what you're sipping on. And I have an excellent wine for you all. It's a Chardonnay, and it has a very unique name. I think you guys are going to like that. Just give me a couple of more shares here, and then we'll be able to go ahead and jump into this conversation. I see the Prince of Peace made it in, so we'll be able to jump into this here in just a few minutes. Let me see what Kizzy said here in just a second. Let me drop in a couple of more of these groups, family. Yeah. And then we'll get it on. Kizzy says, well, I don't approve of gold digging, but if you so happen to fall upon a sugar zaddy and he wants to spoil you, then do you, boo-boo. Okay, all right. Kizzy, I already got it fired up, y'all. I see 803 in the house, 217 in the house. Oh, yeah, New York in the house. Illinois in the house. Las Vegas in the house. Oh, it's about to go down. Yeah, just taking this time as we're building to invite others in. We kind of have a slow crowd on Wednesday. Everyone normally starts crawling in. There he is, Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast host. None other than T Swin, baby. Yes, indeed. Men Can't Always Be Wrong podcast. Listen, if you haven't had an opportunity to pick it up yet, you got to get this. It's a great read. Love is for suckers, baby. Y'all got to dig on this here, man. It's on like a telephone up in there. You want to pick up your copy? You can pick it up at his website, www.mcabw.com. Men Can Always Be Wrong. Yes, indeed. Marshall says, it isn't healthy for one to crave the things of this world rather than the true connection from the soul with your mate. Oh, excelente. Now that's powerful. That's powerful. Michelle just laid that out there for us, y'all. Her and Kizzy already dropping it. Okay. So look, let's do this. Yes, indeed. Let's do this right here. Let me go ahead and break this wine out for you all. I got my glass. Yes. That's that. Yeah, that's that real thing. You know when it. Yes, indeed. All right, let me break this wine out for you guys. Look at this. It's called Three Finger Jack. Oh yeah, it's a Chardonnay. Look at that. Three Finger Jack. Three Finger Jack. Y'all check that out. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. T. Swin says better than last. Cat Williams. Stand up, baby. Let me get this bell for y'all. Yes, indeed. I've already let it air it out. It's going to be effervescent. That nice buttery taste is a Chardonnay. Yes, indeed. Kizzy said, shit, that sounds dangerous. Okay. Hey, Kizzy, you want to give the toast? Go ahead and give the toast, Kizzy, and then we're gonna jump off into this and have this amazing conversation, this therapy with a sip. Yes, indeed. Let us know where you're hailing from when you step in. We got H-Town in the house, baby. That's H-Town. Yes, indeed. ATL in the house. Queen Octavia in the house. Yes, indeed. Yes. Queen Kizzy says, may we all find the answers we are seeking. There it is right there. May we all find the answers that we are seeking. Salute. Off the chain, fam. Off the chain. Into my sippers. Yes, indeed. To my sippers. Hey, Sunflower Raw. Cameron. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for stopping by. If I misenunciated that, please go to my head and not my heart. Sunflower Raw says, it seems to be that the men that call women gold diggers have absolutely zero gold to dig. Oh, scratching my head. Okay. Okay, oh, it's getting started now, y'all. It's getting started. So now, Sunflower Raw is saying that hey, Tracy Love, Tracy in the house. That's Fayetteville, North Carolina. Is that correct? Let us know where you're hailing from when you come in, please. That they have no gold to dig, or they don't have anything for a female to dig. They have zero gold. Oh, that's interesting. Great point. So, we're getting this thing started. So as we're talking about this, Yada Awakening, I think it's the full title of what he goes by, Yada Awakening. You can look him up out there. But what he is saying that every woman should be a gold digger, and that she should position herself to get whatever it is that she wants, and that a man that doesn't have anything to provide for her, that he's a bum, he's no good, she should walk away from him and she shouldn't deal with him. Isn't that interesting? Now, Michelle says that, listen, you shouldn't be craving for these natural things. And let me pull it up because I thought she made a very interesting point. Here it is. It isn't healthy for one to crave the things of this world rather than the true connection from the soul with your mate. And she's making a good point. What she's saying is that material things shouldn't trump the real true connection that you can have with a soulmate. And I'm taking that she's also saying that he may not have much, or she may not have much, and you may overlook them because you are looking for more of the worldly goods, the material goods, and aren't really looking at a real true connection, right? Because sometimes we can get lost in the sauce, right? We get lost in the sauce. Okay. Let me see. Sunflower Raw says, it seems to be that men call, okay, we read them. Okay, that's what she put out. Chicago in the house. All right. Queen Octavia says she's lost sound. Anyone else? Lost sound? Everybody good? If you good, if you good and you can hear me, yeah, put those thumbs up. Okay. All right. Cool. 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 All right. While we're resetting, let's have one more. Yes, because this is gonna get deep. I know it. Listen, while we're resetting, yes, let's have another toast. May you live forever, and shall I never die. Salute. All right. Into my sippers. Now, when we get into this aspect of talking about gold digging, we're really getting, hey, there he is, 217, Greg Perrin in the house. Go all the way back to high school. That's what's up. So, is it all right for a woman to be a gold digger? Which is the question. Is it all right? Because see, you can get into a number of semantics with that. You can get into a topic of conversation that could really go sideways real quick when you start talking about that, right? About a female that desires material things. And you can look out online and you can see where they have these vids where these guys are baiting these women that they deemed as gold diggers. And they're trying to have a conversation with him, but as they're trying to have the conversation with him, they are shooing the guys away until they see the type of vehicle that they are driving. And once they view that vehicle, then they want to strike up a conversation with him, want to get in the vehicle, want to ride, and want to participate with whatever the guy has going on at that particular time. You have these setups. And then there are times that they'll meet a female that's not about that. They've actually showed where they've met women that were willing to split a bill with them, or they would be willing to pay for the gas if they went out to dinner, if they went out to eat. So you can look at this a number of ways. But again, typically, how we view things when a woman is a gold digger, typically we view her in a negative light, right? We have adjectives to describe that kind of behavior, right? And some of those words are not really kind words, but sometimes the behavior is that of that particular word, right? So we have to be careful how we plan ourselves, how we move, and how we position ourselves, right? Okay. Queen Octavia says, why is this limited to women? Men are gold diggers as well. That's true, but men aren't seen as gold diggers. Men are seen as players. They are playing. They're not seen as gold diggers. Gold diggers is a term that was prescribed to utilize a behavior of a woman because she's digging for gold. She's looking for a man that has wealth or is financially stable enough to meet her financial needs, right? So when you think about that, yes, thank you for putting that out there, Prince of Peace, JP. If you look on it, he put it out there, Black Podcast Network. Kizzy says, for me, I'm not a gold digger by any means, but I do know this: if I was to ever become single, I'm looking for an old rich man knocking on death door. Just saying, laughing my ass off. So when we're thinking about this, you got to think hard and long about this, man, because you're talking about a lifelong decision and choice of who you're going to yoke up with, right? Is it that these women desire certain things, lifestyle that they want to obtain? There are standards people want. Who wants a bottom dweller? Okay. So when you get to bottom dweller, are you saying that this particular person is someone that's not applying themselves in life? Or this is a person that is applying themselves, but they may be living paycheck to paycheck? They may be at 60,000 a year, but you want them to somehow produce as if they're at 80 or 90,000 a year. So does that make him a bottom dweller? What does that make him? So again, how are you labeling this? How are you labeling this guy? Yes, of course, it can be a number of things. Some people don't want to struggle. I agree. Some people don't want to struggle. So what they're going to look for is someone that is up in a higher financial class. And the thing about that is that you end up in a relationship that you really don't want to be in. But because your financial needs are being met, there's a tendency to remain there. But you're not faithful, nor are you loyal to that particular person. So chances are you're going to have a plan B, right? You're going to have a plan B. You're going to have someone that lights your fire, because that particular individual that may be meeting your financial needs may not be the one that lights your fire. He may not strike that chord that brings you to that place where you solidify, consolidate that relationship based off of trust, truth, and honesty, right? So you want to see that? Yes, sir. Thank you, Slim Boy. Yes, sir. Hey, Vicky Austin 217. Okay. So when you look at that, you got to take that into consideration, right? Queen Octavia says, does loyalty determine if a woman is a gold digger? Does loyalty? No, I wouldn't say that determines her being a gold digger, because I know plenty of women that are loyal to men that are not financially even stable, but they're loyal to them because they're meeting certain needs that they want met, right? And some women don't sell out for this materialistic realm. They are willing to live in a space of comfort. And I think we've gotten away from the place of comfort, and we've gotten into this place where we need more and more and more and more. And sometimes we have an insatiable appetite for certain things. For example, we try to keep up with the Joneses. But when you look typically at the Joneses, they're a little dysfunctional. You know, they're out of the home. There's no one to really rear the children. So what tends to happen is that because they are chasing the bag, they're out of the home, and whoever is responsible for rearing the children while they're out of the home, unfortunately, that child or those children take on their characteristics, behavior, and values. Why is that? Because they haven't spent enough time with the parents. Think about it. This is a fact. You can look it up. So the children have a tendency. T. Swin says the gold diggers are loyal to the highest bidder. Yes, indeed. And so these children take on a different set of values. And The parent is trying to figure out, where did you get that from? Why are you acting like that? We don't do that as a family. Yeah, you're right. Because why? They're taking on someone else's values, someone else's behavior. Why? Because typically children take on more what they see than what they hear. So if you're just around telling them what to do, that isn't registering on a high level. So take a minute and think about it, right? Yeah. So to T. Swin's point, yeah, the gold digger is loyal, loyal to the highest bidder. Because one thing you'll find out about a gold digger is never settled in their self-control system. They're always looking. They're always looking as if there's going to be something better. I can hook something better. I'm just going to stay here now because what I want, I'm getting it. But I'm looking for something else. And it's all in the nature and wrapped up in that kind of behavior, which is why this particular phrase was coined. Because it describes a certain type of mentality, certain type of behavior, certain type of character. Yeah. So you wanna be aware of that. Okay, so let's see what Michelle says. Okay. Octavia says, is it that these women desire certain things, lifestyles they, which I read, okay, want to obtain? There are standards people want. Who wants a bottom dweller? Okay. It can be a number of things. Queen Octavia says some people don't want to struggle. That's true. Uh, Michelle says, unfortunately, humans, once the cycle of wanting starts, it becomes never ending and they can never be fulfilled. And that's having an insatiable appetite where where they can't be satisfied. I don't care what you do for them and how you do it. They're never satisfied. They just want more, 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 more. Just give me more, right? Just give me more. Slim Bowie says she's only loyal to herself as well as her craft. That's right. That's what she's going to be loyal to. That excellent point, Slim Bowie. She's going to be loyal to herself and to her craft. And if that means that if jumping ship means that I get an opportunity to bring more fulfillment to myself, she's willing to do that. Because I guarantee you she's going to have an A and a B plan. An A and a B plan. And some have a C and a D plan. So it depends upon who and what you're dealing with, right? Okay. The master teacher says there is an insatiable greed that has become a trend. However, trends fluctuate like the stock market. Brokers are not loyal to the bidders. They are looking for a sale, hence a gold digger. That they're not loyal. And he's comparing that to like the stock market. How that a broker, listen, they're looking for the greatest deal. They're riding the trend. They're riding the wave. And I think Master Teacher talked about riding the wave this Saturday in the Truth Session. If you haven't had an opportunity to get in the Truth Session, you really want to do that because the Master Teacher is releasing them quantum principles and thoughts and concepts. And he talked about the wave, riding that wave. And that's what some people do. They ride the wave. And when that wave begins to fluctuate or go down, they tend to jump off. But what they fail to realize is that that same wave that they was riding at the top is the same one at the bottom that eventually is going to come back to the top. And when it comes back to the top, it's going to have momentum. It's going to have more than what it was when it first went down. And I think sometimes we cheat ourselves because we are craving something, right? We're looking for something else other than what we have, and we're unwilling to develop that. Yes, say that, T. Swin, my point exactly. Sometimes I think Yada is just going for shock value to build a name for himself. I agree. I totally, wholeheartedly agree with that. Because I do not agree in principle nor in concept of what he is conveying. I think that he's totally off. And I'm not talking about him as the person, as I'm referring to his information. That I can critique his information. I'm not trying to critique him. I'm critiquing the information that you're giving out. The information is not valid. The intuitive one is in the house, Craig Leverett. The information is not valid. And I think he's using that. See, and people use trickery and deceit in a disguised way to whereas you have to be skilled to see what they're doing. There are those of us that have been around long enough and are skilled enough to see the machinations that you're working with. What you're doing is you are creating a construct for certain women that have an insatiable appetite when it comes to material things to gravitate to. And then you'll feed them this information. But when you look up, those are the same women that have broken relationships, that they are alone. Why? Because most men today, because of how the economy has evolved, you're going 50-50. And if you look at the statistics, not only are black men insisting upon going 50-50, listen, our European counterparts are doing the same thing because they know that it gives them an advantage. We're in this place where there is such a knock on the black man because he's not where our counterparts are, then he's not putting forth a good effort. He's lazy and he don't want anything. How can it be lazy and don't want anything when your counterpart has had 256 years of advancement on you? Not only that, but took all of your stuff, right? Took it and then made you buy it back. Just take a minute and think about it. And what has happened is that there is a divide between that black man and that black woman. There is a divide, right? What is that divide? That divide can take you right back to slavery. Just give me a minute to cake this up. That divide takes you back to slavery. If you take a minute and think about slavery, the black female was catapulted and lifted above the black male. Because why? Number one, KP in the house, I see you. That black male was subject to the black female because one, that black female saved his life. Oh, y'all ain't gonna hear me. Whenever something happened on the plantation, white female cried out, "Oh, black man raped me." The first thing they do is start looking for the black men. So what did that black female have to do? That black female had to provide what? Protection for him. She had to hide him in some cases. And in other cases, she had to give up even her body for him to save his life. So the black female has always been in a position of power. And if you look on the financial scale, who's at the bottom of that scale? Black men are. We're at the bottom of the totem pole. That's by design. Why is it by design? Because our counterparts and others do not desire for us to rise to a place where we become self-sufficient. They don't want us to become self-sufficient. Oh, listen. They don't want us to become self-sufficient. Why? Because they know that they can what? No longer control us. Take a minute, think about it. And for those that are listening, this is for educational purposes only. Okay? Listen, you're in Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most. I am the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander. Listen, this is therapy with a sip. Yes, this is therapy with a sip. And with that, let's have a toast. And then I'll get to some of you guys' comments. I love you. I love you. I love you. 3, 6, and 9. If you don't know what those numbers mean, look them up. 3, 6, and 9. All right. There we go. Yes. That's to my sippers. Yes, number one, KP, black men. Yeah. Oh, this juicy tonight. Number one, KP says, greetings, everyone. Hashtag wind down Wednesday, baby. Uh, yes, indeed, Slim Boy. Um, Michelle says, black men are not lazy in the pursuit of resources, but they are lazy and apathetic lovers. That was cold right there, Michelle. Oh, you picked us up and then knocked us down. That's cold blooded. But yeah, at times, why would that be? You would have to take a look at and see how he was reared, what home he came out of, Michelle, to understand why he would be in that regard, right? Why he would be apathetic, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. Intuitive One says, "What am I sipping on?" Here it is. Can you see that? Okay. Three finger Jack. It's a Chardonnay. Three finger Jack. Three finger Jack. It's a Chardonnay. Oh, and it's off the chain. Okay. Queen Octavia says, I will always appreciate being taken care of, mentally, financially, etc. I will not just match, I will exceed. I got your back, and you have mine. Sometimes it will call for a woman to step up and handle business, but keep his manhood intact. I wholeheartedly agree with you, Queen Octavia. That's very powerful. Because my mother and my father's been married, you all. They've been partnered up for 63 years. And I've watched at times where my mother carried the load, my father carried the load, and then they came together and they carried it together. And I think Master Teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, let me see if I can find it. He made a great statement up here. Let me see if I can find that, family. Bear with me. Let me see where that is. This timeline is moving so fast, man. You all are burning it up. I love it when we do this, family, because this therapy with a sip, this low-key therapy, we come in and we get good information, right? Great information. Give me a second here. I'm trying to find you, Master Teacher. It's trying to escape me. Where we at? There it is. Master Teacher says there is an insatiable greed that has become a trend. However, trends fluctuate like the stock market. Brokers are not loyal to the bidders. They are looking for a sale, hence a gold digger. Yes, Tracy. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Greenwood, South Carolina, baby, in the house. And Octavia makes a great point. Listen, I want to read this again for you guys. Listen to this. Listen to what Queen Octavia says. I will always appreciate being taken care of. Great point. She says mentally, financially, etc. And then she goes on to say, I will not just match, I will exceed. Listen to what she's saying. She's saying, I'm going to lock this in. Because I understand the value of you, I'm going to lock you into this space with me, right? I will not just match, I will exceed. I got your back and you have mine. Sometimes it will call for a woman to step up and handle business, but keep his manhood. And what she's saying is that don't take away his manhood, because if you take away his manhood, then you're going to lose him to someone else. What you want to do is work certain principles to keep certain things locked in so that you can advance as a couple working together. That, hey, right now, baby, I ain't got it right now. It ain't working right now. I need you to step up. Can you step up? And see, there is this thought out here that if a man needs a female to step up, then he's a bum. He's no good. There is nothing that is going on for him, and you should leave him alone. And so who's she going to go to? Where's she going? See, we don't think about that. And the funny thing to me, and I laugh at this, when someone feels like they've reached and arrived at a certain level of financial stability, they tend to look back and lash out on others. Oh, I did this, you can do this too. But what type of machinations are you using? Because we already know what this system does. We know that you can only make X amount of dollars working on certain jobs. You're only going to make X amount of dollars. So now, if you're coming up with this big bag, what you doing? How you working that? What's up with that, right? And so with social media, when you look at out on social media, people can be anything they want to be. They can say anything that they want to say. But does that really cake up? Does it really measure up? Is there proper metrics for that? What are you doing? See, and it's hard for you to really gauge what they're doing, because you can be anything, right? You know, I'm a counselor, so I've counseled with people where they've been catfished, where they've been deceived by both men and women. Women and men do it, as Queen Octavia talked about earlier. Why are women only labeled like that? Yeah, you have men out here playing. You have men out here on the internet, on the World Wide Web, playing, being players to trick you out of something. They're not only just trying to trick females out of finances, they're also trying to trick men out of finances. That's why it's very important to have and deal with someone that has tenure. Basically, what I deal with is referrals. You can refer me. When I'm friending someone, I'm looking to see if there's someone that they're friends with that I know already, because I'm looking for referrals. When I'm counseling, I'm looking for referrals. If I send someone to you, it's because I vetted them. I know who they are. I know what they're capable of, right? And this is very important, because there are those of us that are in a circle, some on the timeline, where we will refer someone to each other because we know that we can help them in some capacity, right? So it's very important to note that and understand that. TB Fayetteville in the house. Tony Brady, I see you, man. Gratitude for stopping by. Tracy said, unfortunately, sipping on some water. That's all right. We turn water to wine around here, baby. Listen, tonight's podcast has been brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby, is responsible for the wine tonight. Three Finger Jack by none other than the master teacher. Also, the intuitive one, Craig Leverett, and Queen Kizzy, and Queen Octavia, and T. Swin, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast host, along with Jay Bean, are sponsoring tonight's podcast. Okay. Queen Octavia says, it's shocking to me as to the levels women will go to just to have things. Yeah, I know, right? I'm just not built like that. And my heart, excuse me, and my heart hurts for some, especially knowing that your kids are witnessing what you are doing. I agree. Great point, Queen Octavia. Queen Kizzy says, shit. Yes, I love the fact that me and my man started from the bottom, but I would have never mind if he had some money back then. It would have made life a lot easier. Okay, Kizzy. And Michelle says, we need to heal our relationships from the soul level. If we don't, then we will always be chasing shadows of what we wish we could have ever wanted. I agree, Michelle. The intuitive one says I'm sipping on Perrier sparkling water and Casamigos. Okay, that's what's up. Hey Joyce, how you doing? Larry Benton, how you doing, man? Thank you all for stopping by Wind Down Wednesday with your host with the most, the one, the apostle, the prophet, the cosmic commander, baby, where you get therapy with a sip. This is a place of no condemnation. This is a place where you come, listen, and we listen to you. It's Wind Down Wednesday. Come on. So we get us some therapy. That's what's up. That's what's up. Again, as I was stating earlier, one of the things that divided us was slavery. We've never healed in that area. Thank you, Michelle, because you are absolutely categorically correct that there has to be some healing. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. What tends to happen is that when you get into relationships, there's a tendency that if something happens in a relationship and if you've experienced any type of trauma, any type of abandonment, any type of separation anxiety, you tend to make your choices and decisions based off of that, and they may necessarily not even be warranted in that particular case. But because you have experienced something similar to that in the past, you will try to relate that to what's happening to you now and maybe end up destroying something that was going to be very prominent and powerful and profitable for you. So we want to be careful in terms of how we judge things. I didn't say not to judge. I said how we judge. Because we actually don't want to condemn. Condemnation is different than judgment. When we judge certain things, it's only to assess it to see how we're going to determine what it is, how you want to deal with it, and how you want to go about whatever it is that you're going to do, right? That's judgment, and that's okay. So we reserve that so as to protect the integrity of the situation so that we don't destroy anything that isn't supposed to be destroyed. Think about it. Think about it. Okay. Yes. Queen Octavia says relatable trauma. Queen Kizzy says, I have to get off, fam. I'll rewatch the end later tonight. Love you all. Have a wonderful night and a restful sleep. You as well, Kizzy. Thank you for the time that you've shared with us. And we're about to wrap it up here, ourselves here in just a minute. We're going to have one more toast, fam. And I'll check the timeline. And we'll cut you guys loose so that you can finish up on your Wind Down Wednesday. Right? Hopefully this has been stimulating for you because it has for me. I love to hear what it is that you guys have to say because you guys come up with some remarkable questions and comments that are very needful. We need to see every side and or angle as the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter is teaching in the truth session on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern Time. You want to get there. He is releasing. Yes, you can look him up. JP put it out there, Queen Octavia, where you can look up what he's talking about. And as T. Swin was talking about earlier, he's using shock value to really draw attention to himself because of a lot of the information is very unfounded. It's not rational. You're going to destroy a number of things before you can heal a number of things. Because telling a female she can be a gold digger, that's not it. That's not smart at all. I don't think you probably should do that. But that's him. He can do whatever he want to do. Yes, thank you, Tracy Love, for donation. She put it out there for you guys. Please donate. Look under her. It's there. Thank you, Prince of Peace, for your donation. Yes, indeed. Thank you, family, for your donations. So are you saying that does he? Yes, he sponsors gold diggers. Yeah, he think. Thank you for your donation, Queen Octavia. Yes, he says that every woman should be a gold digger. If you look up under J.P. Hall, if you look up under the Prince of Peace name, he put it out there, the website that you can go to and you can listen to him. And I'm pretty sure anyone that has any level of wisdom, insofar as when it comes to relationships and have been in relationships, you'll see it right off. I know it right off because I've been in that walk of life. I know what I'm looking at and I know what I hear, right? So you can't deceive me with your machinations. I see what you're doing and I'm judging your words, not you, right? Just your words, just what you put out there. And if you put it out there, it has to withstand the scrutiny, right? It has to withstand critical critique, right? Critical criticism. If you put it out there, then you should be willing to patiently answer anyone that has any pushback. And that's for all of us, any of us that are disseminating information. Because why? You want to check it for what? Misinformation and what? Disinformation, right? To make sure that it does not cause what? Destructive interference, where it begins to destructively interfere with whatever engagement you may have with your partner. That's why it's very important to be responsible. When you get the mic, you have to be responsible with that mic. And you have to measure what you say. You just can't say it. You just can't say anything that comes to the top of your head. You just can't be talking, well, I pull it out of the realm of the spirit and God told me. No, you need to assess that and then see the relevancy of it and then share it, right? So that it can be properly, well, critiqued. Okay? Yeah. T. Swin says a lot of people are not being realistic about what they want. For a very small pool of people, do you qualify to even be a candidate for this 1%? So many feel entitled to. Right. That's a very good point, T. Swin. That beer. That's not your place of dwelling. That level. That's not your common. There is something else that you're supposed to have and be able to function there at a high level. But if you're out of your environment, you're going to do things that are going to be uncharacteristic of you, right? Certain behaviors that are not going to be good. Okay? So let's think about that. Queen Octavia says, I don't know you should have to buy company. I don't know you should have to buy company. Okay? All right? I would never trust an African who speaks of money. They are the kings and queens of the art of the scam. I see clearly through him. Okay? Okay. They're at a high click along with our Indian family. Hey Monique, long time no see. Um, they're at a high click along with our Indian family from India. Oh, they scam you real quick. So you really want to make sure that you assess that properly, right? Thank you, Queen Octavia. I don't think you should have to buy company, nor do I. Great point. Yes. When you get into gold digging, that's pretty much what you're doing. You're buying company, right? Not only are you buying company, but and oftentimes you're buying sex. Not only you're buying sex, but you're buying hair weaves, fingernails, toenails, and a number of things, purses. You name it, you buying it. Um, and that lights their fire. It turns them on, and they will open up and release themselves to you. So, and we know what the term for that is, which we don't have to go into. We know what that is because we're not here what to try to injure anyone or hurt anyone with our words. But at the same time, we know what that means. When you give sex for money, we know what that is. If you wanting weaves and fingernails done, and you you're wanting this and that, and you're willing to give yourself for that. We know what that is, right? So let's be real and open and honest about that. Yeah. Yes, thank you, T Swim, for that. The average male income is 50K here. That's 80%. That's 80% of the males. It's only 50K. So there's only so much that you can do with that. But then how much does a purse cost? You have some purse, what, 10,000, 12,000, 8,000, 500, 600. This is for a purse, right? And this is what the behavior is asking for. I want this high valued stuff, and if you don't give it to me, you're not a man, right? I want to live like this, and if you can't provide that for me, I don't want to be with you. And as Michelle stated earlier, it's all about actually meeting that real soulmate. It is not about material things. So when you meet that real soulmate, you're going to come together and you're going to be willing to do what's necessary to promulgate that, to prosper that, to perpetuate that, to promote that, so that you get the best out of each other, not the best out of the material things of the world. Right? Yeah. The Queen Octavia says this is asinine thinking. When did we put so much emphasis on materialistic things? Yes, when they really begin to market at us. And when we started assimilating, 1954, our great leaders, I think, made a grave miscalculation when we integrated. We left our stores. We had the greatest stores. Our European counterparts used to come to our stores. We had the greatest nightclubs. Our European counterparts used to come to our nightclubs. We had the greatest gambling casinos. Our European counterparts used to come down to our nightclubs, right? Let's think about the word for educational purposes only. Let's think about the word hunky. Peace be upon him, late Dr. Dick Gregory taught us this, the word hunky. Where did that word come from? Because our European counterparts used to come down to our neighborhoods because they wanted that black queen, they wanted that melanin. And what they would do was they would come down to the neighborhood and honk their horn. That's how they got the name hunky, because they honked the horn. And so they were referred to as hunkies. That's where that word comes from. So when you take a minute and think about it, how divisive was that? How are we so divided? By certain things that we allowed to creep into our communities. And we didn't get a handle on before it got away from us. Why? Because we had already made the grave mistake of integrating. We left all of our stuff, left all our nightclubs, left all of our stores. We left all of the neighborhood restaurants. We left all of that and wanted to go sit in the bar, in the restaurant, and where people spitting in your food, where they whooping you for being up in there. Why would you want to go to a place where you know someone for educational purposes only, where you know someone is going to spit in your food when they bring it to you? Right? Why is it that I have to sit in there with you while you are berating me, belittling me, physically putting your hands on me? For what? When I have my own. See, now we're dependent upon handouts from our European counterparts. Why? Because we gave away our stuff. All under auspices of God wants us to be together. If that was the case, then God would have put us together. And I think we made that grave mistake, family. What about you? Tonight's podcast, again, being brought to you by none other than the Prince of Peace, the Master Teacher, the Quantum Shifter, the Shapeshifter, the Code Breaker, baby. Queen Octavia, Queen Kizzy, the Intuitive One, Craig Leverett, and also T Swin, Man Can Always Be Wrong podcast host with J Bean. Yes, 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 Queen Octavia. I can be more impressed with a handmade pouch than some of these bags. Yes, indeed. T Swin says that purse ain't gonna hug you, bathe you, or give you your medicine. That's correct. Say that again. Yes, indeed. Queen Octavia also says we should have colored only areas, restaurants, schools, etc. They couldn't handle that. I know, right? We've we've we have self-inflicted wounds, and it will not allow us to heal ourselves. We're the most dividedest people, excuse me, that walk across the face of the earth. Everyone else can come together, man, for a common cause. We're the only ones that come together and start fighting each other. Why? Because we lost our way. We lost our way, family, and we're going to have to heal ourselves. As Michelle stated, I wholeheartedly agree. We, in essence, submitted to their system of white supremacy when our people accepted the system of integration. Correct. Absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. Let me see, so I can shout you out if anyone else has donated. Let's see. Okay. All right. To everyone that donated, gratitude. And those of you that I'm quite sure probably will donate later. Again, please be advised. Go to his website. Go to his website, please, and listen. This is it right here. Oh, it's on point. Love is for Suckers. By our very own T Swin. Yes, indeed, the host of Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast, T Swin. Go and get that book. Also, to all of you all that put your businesses on the timeline, your websites on the timeline, gratitude. Yes, indeed. Yes, T Swin, we're the only group that they worry about having their own. And that is absolutely categorically correct. Yes. So, with that being said, Wind Down Wednesday Grown Folk Conversation Therapy with a Sip has come to that space, place, and time where I must say, hold what you got. Muse over it, cogitate upon it, ponder on it, meditate upon it. But by all means, do what? Govern yourselves accordingly. One love. Eternal light, peace, power, prosperity, and excellent health. See you Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Central. Truth Session with the master teacher, the quantum shifter, the shapeshifter, the code breaker, baby. Teaching on quantum principles and concepts and all of those powerful things. You want to meet us there. He's going to be throwing down. And also, please note that I will, once again, be in Beaufort, South Carolina, doing a conference at the Black Moses Freedom Festival, hosted by none other than the Queen herself. Yes, indeed. Basu, Black Sis Nefertum. She's hosting this. It's very powerful there in Beaufort, South Carolina. It's dealing with Harriet Tubman. It's going to be great. So listen, join us there. And again, Men Can Always Be Wrong podcast. And also CTR. Oh man, check her out over there, Dr. Tina, man. She's throwing down CTR network. She's out there. You can look her up. Powerful. Put it on the timeline, T-Swin, if you are still there, the CTR network that you're a part of, that we are part of. I love you guys, and I see you all next Wednesday.